out and get a few chemicals this morning. Put this up so I can carry these straight in here. All right, so what do we got? Oh, this is finisher. Let's see. Try to keep when I get it bound up about a half a bucket, I'll buy another one. Let's see, this is our finisher. It's down to about half a bucket, so always pick up another one. That way when you can't run them all the way out, obviously, because it won't suck it off the very, very bottom. So you get about 20% left. You need to be swapping it out. All right, so this is our wax for our self-wash base. That's a concentrate, so we'll be okay. And this is wheel and tire cleaner. We're about half on that, so. And I did get a winter foam brush. I mean, we're not gonna need that for a little bit, but before you know it, it'll be getting cold at night, and if I'm not careful, then them foam brushes the regular one will freeze up. This has like an antifreeze in it. The winter foam brush does, so. And then we also, so this is the regular foam brush, and this is the winter foam brush. So if I flip both these nozzles over, this thing has a temperature gauge out in the bay, and it'll switch back and forth. When it gets so cold, it switches to the winter foam brush, and then if it warms back up, it'll go back. But normally, once it gets winter, I'll just shut the regular foam brush and open the winter formula, just because I don't want it to, I just don't want it to freeze. All right, that's just a little something this morning to bring you. All right, guys, ready out of here this morning. All right, so we're back on this dryer here. Lost power to this board. Couldn't really figure it out, so I called tech support, and they walked me through a couple things. So I'm going to bring you along here to see if we can figure it out. Okay, so they sent me a wiring schematic, and it looks like, I believe, this black wire coming into our big plug. Anyways, it's hard for you to see that. Okay, so we're going to come over here and see. Okay, so the power's on. I already checked that. I wanted the power on. So I had this out yesterday. So with the power on, I kind of verified the power in the back to where it needs to be. See if we can do that. That'll be a little easier. Maybe you can see. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so we know our voltmeter's awake. So what I was trying to do yesterday, I was trying to get on these leads, and I think I should be touching, but I can't tell. I just can't quite tell. Okay, so my probes are a little bit, obviously I can't stick them in where the pins are, but they got these little slots here, and man, it sure feels like I'm there, but I'm not getting anything. So even on this white lead, the third one over, let's say the black lead's not working at all. So my return, I should be able to get the white. So this was my thought here, since I don't know if these probes are getting in there, or I can't tell for sure. So what I'm going to do, I have some of these little connectors here. I'm going to take a couple of these. I got a million of them, so I'm gonna crimp them on here. Not super tight, just enough to hold them. Okay. All right, so now I can tell for sure if I'm getting down in there. Okay, so if I go here to here. Okay, so we know that's good to ground. All right, so let's see. I know I'm down in there now. Let's see if I've got voltage on here. And I don't. I don't have voltage on there. Oh wait, let me make sure I'm at the right spot. Maybe I wasn't the right one. Nope, there's no voltage. So if the white's the return, so now I have voltage on the white. I thought these said that should be my return. So the white actually has the voltage on it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there is voltage there. It's 124 volts. So I guess my probe wasn't getting in there where it needed to be. So with these little things, if you can see, maybe. Come on. Okay, there we are, 124 volts. I'm not sure why I have voltage on this white one. I thought they said that should be our return. Huh. That's showing voltage too. Alright, so we definitely have voltage coming into the card. I'll have to double check that schematic, but I thought he said the white wire should be returned, but it's got voltage on it too. I didn't really even look at it. Alright, so we have voltage to that. So, and still nothing to the card. The card won't power up. Because I've had trouble with stuff where there's voltage, but my return is broken. If you don't complete the circuit, it won't work either. So I got to investigate this white wire here and see why. I got to check the schematic, and I got to see why, you know, if there's really should be voltage on this white wire. All right, so I'm looking on the wiring schematic here. So this is our main wire coming in. Somehow voltage is getting introduced on our white wire. So we got to figure out how or what's going on. This white wire goes to a couple different places. So let's just see. Here's this white wire comes into right here. So this is our main feed coming in. All right, coming out of the wire nut, it comes to right there. And then this return goes out to 3 different places. One of them is a high limit switch. One of them's the door switch. So somewhere, something's introducing voltage. I don't know where. Let's see. Okay, that's what we should be hearing. When we're on a return and we go to ground, this one goes down. All right, so, gosh, I think I put on this one and I feel I'm getting voltage. No, that says it's the ground. Somewhere I was getting voltage here. Well, I knew I had voltage there somewhere. something was giving me voltage, but all those should be to ground. Because like if the door switch went bad or something like that went bad, it could introduce voltage. Let me try this one more time. Let me take these little probe things off if I can get them off. See, they come off pretty easy. Okay, so I have return on all of those. So let me go back out here and see. Let's leave that, I don't need the light. All right, so let's go out here and see if my white lead. Man, I know I had voltage. You saw it, right? You saw it on one of them white leads. All right, so now let's see. All right, now there was not ground or my return. All right, so now let's go between the black and the white lead. So now we're in the black. Now there we have voltage. Okay, so now there's voltage getting to the card, like there should be. So you know what, I'm gonna have to look back. I might look back on the video because I had voltage on one of those white leads. So something was causing voltage on one of those white leads. Now I think it was this top one. Okay, so this one, this white lead goes to the top dryer. So it runs in there. Okay, this one goes to the bottom dryer. Anyway, somehow, some way, I don't see anything touching. There was voltage coming in on that lead, but I don't see it now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and power this thing back up because I looked on the schematic and some of these returns go to like the door switch and a high limit switch. So I don't know if something was some wonky position where it was throwing me some voltage on the return, which obviously if you got voltage on your return and your black wire, you're not completing the circuit, so it's not gonna work. So, all right, so let's see if that makes a difference here. Let me, pop this fuse out. Okay, all right, so let's power this thing down so I can plug it back up. Okay, so I'm gonna power it down before I plug that card back in. Hey, Rachel. Power that down. Let's unhook these doors. All right, so we got the power off. Let's plug this thing back up. Looky there. So it was something to do with the return. It wasn't the battery. Or, no, I don't want to say battery. Wasn't the hot side. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. All right, let's put this back in. I don't know why that was in that funky state. Something caused... Because when it actually went black, I had both doors shut and I hit the reset button to reset the amount of time. And that's when something went click. And that's when the board went blank. All right, so let's try both top and bottom. Back and see if we got fire in the box. Okay, there's fire in this box, fire in this box. See the fire? Airflow looks good. Yeah, we got some fire going there, okay. All right, let's see if they're getting up to temp out there. Because I had swapped these control boards. The control board that was here is now working in this one. And I'd had trouble with this one for a long time, where it would work for a little bit and then it wouldn't work. Well, now it's working properly on this control board from here. We haven't had any trouble with it. It's been in there 4 or 5 days. So, anyways, we're gonna give this a go, because I do have a couple more control boards and I think they're good. I had them out the other day. Yeah, see, I got 2 more. And I, you know, I've been switching them out, so I'm pretty sure they're good. But I mean, the only way we really tell is, you know, we'll get them up and put them in and let them run for a couple days. All right. Okay, we're gonna go. There's a little piece of lint right here. Need to blow that out, but that's what's blocking that thing. It's a little piece of lint, or dryer lint. Okay, so we're gonna put this back up on the desk, and we'll let this run today and see if it keeps on running. All right. Oh man, I was getting excited. I thought, man, everything's fixed. This dryer over here. This thing, I mess with this thing and then it's just intermittent. It might run for 3 days fine, and then I come in and there's out of service on it. So, I'm not sure what's up with it. I'll take a little, I guess I can throw a quarter in it, see what's doing. Rachel, this dryer's out again. It goes out like every 3 or 4 days. Yeah, I come over here, I do this, it fires up, it gets the temperature, and then I come in, there's out of service sign on it again. All right, so we're working our way up. Make sure we get up to temp. These intermittent problems are the worst, because it's just like, you know, when your wife tells you she has a squeak in her car or something's making noise, and then you driving, it doesn't make noise. Then a couple days later, it's making noise again, and she comes and tells you, hey, there's something wrong with the car, and you can't seem to hear what she's hearing. So that's what these dryers are like. Okay, so we roll down to about 155, burner kick back on. Okay, Rach, so I guess when you come in, when you get some clothes today.
I have sheets.
Okay, so run them in here and see what's going on, because I put a quarter in, it went to temp to see what it does. You know what I mean? See if something happens after it gets so hot. So anyways, yeah, try to use this dryer if you get, if you got sheets in, so. All right. All right, so I was kind of looking back here. I see a lot of that wire right there. Because this dryer had been my nemesis for like a month. You know, and I took the control bar over there, put it over here, but now they look up in there. Let's undo this just to see. Just see how far that's pushed down? I don't like that. Let's make sure we're getting good contact here. Yeah, same deal. Look at that. This goof bucket, so this could have been causing me problems. See how that's shoved down there? It's not making good contact. Ah. Because this one's been kind of wonky for a long time. So there we have the same thing that I found on this one originally. So whenever they installed this dude, and I mean, it's been running like that for a year, but that's not right. It's not making a good enough connection. see if we have any. I like these old ones here. I like these ones better. They don't matter, but okay, so I do got this powered off. Now you're gonna hear me squeal a little bit. Okay, all right, yeah, but look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to check all of these. So that definitely, because this dryer, that's what I was calling my nemesis at the beginning, because it would run a couple days and it wouldn't work right. And that's why. All right, let's see what we got here. Now we gotta make sure this thing gets on there and doesn't just shove all the wires back. Okay, so there, see, you don't see a whole ton of wires shoved to the back. Let's see, maybe it still didn't get on there right. I almost need a bigger wire nut. You know what, let me try one of them red ones. All right, the red one's bigger. Let's try one of these. Since that braided wire's so kind of big. So that should let me get up in there better. Ah. All right, ready, Eddie? Rachel, ending our little stint this morning. Ready, Eddie? Over and out. See ya.